Hey, what's up guys? This is from Liberty Graphic Designs and it's time to set up the Epson 570. But you see how big that thing is? I mean, it's taking up not three quarters, about halfway, yeah, a little over half of my desk. So remember on my last video where I did the unboxing, I was talking about I need to buy, or that I was going to buy the stand for it. Well, guess what? I actually used to have a large format printer. I still have a large format printer, but I used to have another one and I got rid of it, but I kept the base for it. And I was like, why don't I just cut the base? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut the base for this one and I'm gonna fit it to have this on top of this base, so I don't have to buy a base from Epson. So let me cut this because this thing is big, and I'm gonna take it apart and cut it. Let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is the base that I used to have, that I have when I used to have the large format printer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these rails right here and bring it together so I can set that printer on top of this. Since I got a plasma cutter, I'm just gonna cut a base for it so the printer will sit on top of it. And I don't know, maybe this screw holes right here will fit on the Epson, and if they do, then I don't have to cut a base. Just set the printer on top and we'll be ready to go. But anyways, I'm gonna take this apart. This is the take-up motor. So if anybody needs a motor, a take-up motor for a printer, hit me up. So there you go. All I gotta do is take off the motor. And this is what, the takeoff motor. So like whenever you were printing, this would actually take the printed media already. So cool. I'm just gonna take this off and cut these rails so it'll fit on the Epson 570, and then we can continue on with the setting up the printer. Okay, so I'll be right back. Let me take this whole thing apart, cut it, and then fit it to that printer. Okay, so just in case if you're wondering why I'm doing it inside my office, well, the reason is because outside is 95 degrees right now. It's hot and I don't want to be outside. He can't even see me. Okay, so I got my measurements. I'm gonna go cut this out. And then I'll bring it back. I'm gonna cut a piece of metal so the printer can sit on top of this, and we'll see how it goes. So let me go cut it and I'll be right back. I put the stand together. I don't know if I was able to record because my battery ran out of battery, but got it done. Put it on the stand. He can't even see it. But right now you're looking at the back side of the printer. That's the front side of the printer, which is pretty cool because, like I said, there's a slot on the bottom of the printer, and the small lip of the stand fits in there perfectly. So it's not going anywhere. So let's put the ink in here. Okay, so I think I removed all the blue tape yesterday on the unboxing. So now I'm gonna start filling it with ink. And make sure you guys follow instructions whenever you, if you guys get one of these printers, make sure you follow instructions. They're everywhere. They're here. They give you a piece of paper. The instructions are everywhere. Here's the ink. And this is going to be backup ink. This is the one that I'm going to fill it up with. Again, make sure you follow the instructions. And like I said, they're everywhere. It's It's got instructions everywhere, left and right. Make sure you read them and go through them. I'm pretty sure you guys already seen videos of other people unboxing and setting up this printer. So I'm pretty sure you already know, make sure you shake your ink before you install it. So give it a nice shake. Don't like shake it really bad, because you'll create some bubbles in there. And like you see, this one is cyan. If you try to install cyan on another color, it will not go in. This thing has a key at the end of the nozzle, and that key fits in here, so you won't be able to put it on another ink slot. And this is pretty cool. The ink won't come off. You can even see it. The ink won't come off. It's pretty cool the way that they have it set up. So let's start with the black. I'm gonna put this one's back because I don't need those inks right now. So again, make sure you shake them for a little bit. Give it about 30 seconds, a minute, so you get most of the pigments mixed in there really good. Then I'm gonna open the black. So on the printer itself, there's a lid, this lid that comes open. It has the color and the number that corresponds to the actual ink. So the black, obviously, and it says do not squeeze the bottle, do not do anything, just put it in there, and you can actually hear it click, 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 and you can see it. You can see the level of the ink going up. I think I can put the cyan, because the cyan's on this side. I can put both of them in there at the same time. Again, I won't be able to put the magenta because magenta is right next to the black, so I won't be able to put that in there. So let's do both of them at the same time. And then once it fills up, it's gonna automatically stop. It won't fill anymore or overfill. When it stops, then take the bottle out and put the cap back in. Don't throw it away because you're going to need it. There's still going to be some ink left in the bottle. So don't throw it away. Save it, because once you turn the printer on, the printer is going to do its cycle and it's going to fill everything up. And then you can come back and refill it, because again, it's going to fill the lines. And I'm going to show you a picture of the lines for this printer, and they're huge. They're like a 1/4 inch, not like the other ones. The regular printers are not that big. So if you see, black, it's almost full. As a matter of fact, it already stopped. So you just take it out and see, no spills, nothing. And there's it's probably about that much ink in there. So there's still ink in there. So we're gonna save this. So let's do the magenta now. Again, make sure you shake it a little bit. You gotta excuse the lighting in here is very bad. It's not that good. So cyan is full. Let's remove that. Now we'll do the magenta. So on this one I cannot do 2 at a time because there's no room in there for the yellow. So let's cap this one. And then I can start shaking the yellow. It's pretty cool. I mean, I don't hear this one going. Yeah, I definitely don't hear this one going. Oh, there you go. I guess I had it on backwards. It wasn't gurgling. Is that how you say it, gurgling? So each bottle is 140 mil. I don't know if you can see it, but it's 140 mil. In here, there's more instructions. As you can see, I haven't opened them yet. I'm just gonna get the power cord. It's kind of funny to me because they give you this, I guess, old type kind of power cord. You know, like the ones we used to use. That one's done. And now we'll do the yellow. It's funny because you can hear the ink going now. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is actually, once I do the setup, where I have my plotter, I'm going to move the plotter over here, and then I'm going to have the printer there. So that's going to be the station for the printer. I'm moving the plotter away. It's being demoted. So this one I'm going to connect it via network. Either via network or USB. Again, this one has Wi-Fi, but you know, you want to have good Wi-Fi. Even though I have a router over here, it's, you know, the connection should be like super strong. I'm still gonna connect it via wired. Again, either USB or network. More than likely it's gonna be network because I have more control like that, rather than having it control via USB. Either way, it's good, right? I don't know, I'm probably just gonna use a USB. So on the yellow you can actually see the level, and it's actually this little notch that where you see my finger, that's where the ink is. So again, you're gonna need it again, so don't throw this away, because once you turn on the printer's gonna start doing its cycle, and it's gonna take most of the ink. And then just close those little ports. It has another set over here of like small plugs. Make sure you don't plug those, because the printer needs to get air whenever sucking out the or sucking in the ink. So make sure you don't plug those. We're gonna move that out of the way. Let me connect this wire real quick over there and move the plotter out of there, and that way I can move this one closer. Actually, for now, I'll probably just connect this wire to it. Okay, so for now, I'm just gonna plug in the power, and I'm gonna turn the printer on. To turn the printer on, you press and hold the power for a little bit, and then you'll see the screen come on. And then you select the language. Español. No, I'm just kidding. English. English, please. Okay, so I don't know how good you can see this, but it's gonna ask you which way you want it to like to tell you the date, year, month, day, month, day, year, or day, month, year. So I think we use month first. Yeah, so we're gonna use month first, and then the year, and then month, and then the day, and then the year. So I have no idea what today is. Today's the 2nd, so this printer is saying that today is the 3rd. Right? Today's the second, right? I think today's the second. So, okay, so I guess you can set up your the date. So today's the month 7, day 2nd, 2020. Time format 24-hour or 12-hour. So we're gonna do the 12-hour. I don't know how good you can see the screen because I know there's a reflection on it. AM or whatever. So we're gonna set PM because right now, what time is it? Right now it's 09:18. Really? It's already 9? Oh wow, that's late. It's 9 o'clock, 9:18 PM. Today's Thursday. Okay. It's late. What is it? Paper remains in the printer. Check the paper slot and remove the paper. So there you go. The printer is actually recognizing recognizing that there's paper in there. And yeah, sure enough, I did put a roll in there. So let's take it out. Now it's asking me to close the view. So now it's gonna do its ink cycle, I believe. And now it's gonna charge the ink. Oh wow! So I know you probably cannot see the. Let me see if you can see it. No, you cannot see it, but it actually says, "Do not open any covers or turn the power off until initialization is complete. This takes about 75 minutes." That's a long time. Time remaining 73 minutes. So I guess I'll come back whenever this thing is done. Ah, that's a long time. Okay, so now we're gonna set up the paper. It says paper recently used, so we're using general purpose textile. It's kind of confusing because it has both. It says general purpose rigid, and if you see the actual paper that they send you, it says DS transfer multi-use, and then it says works for both textile and rigid applications. So I selected the textile paper, and now it's just loading the paper. So now it just says ready general purpose textile. Okay, so I know you cannot see the settings from there because it's kind of hard for the camera to pick up this touch screen. So there's if you go on the maintenance, if you go in the settings and then you go into maintenance, we're gonna tell the printer how much ink we have. And you probably cannot see it, but it was full. Now it's literally halfway. So the printer ate or took a lot of ink to charge the lines and the print head. Again, we're halfway. So now we're gonna go back and remember the little leftover that we have of ink. We're gonna put it back in the printer. We're gonna put it back in the printer, and then we're gonna tell the printer the level of the ink. That way the printer will know when to the printer will know how much ink there is. Okay, so we're gonna recharge the ink again, you know, the ink that we had left over. I'm gonna start with the magenta. It doesn't matter which one you start with. So again, you probably cannot see the levels from there, but trust me, it's halfway. So we're gonna put this ink back in there, the one that we had left over. And please be careful if you do this. Don't spill any ink on top of the printer because it will stain it really bad. So I suggest you don't do this. Or if you do, put a piece of paper or something to cover the printer to protect the printer. So right now it's actually asking me to set the colors or the levels, but we're still filling it up. This one is done. So now we can throw this away. I'm not sure how well this printer is going to take third-party ink, but if you guys are going to use third-party, I suggest either save this or you're going to put it in there with a syringe. But I'm going to throw this away. I don't need that anymore. And you can actually hear the ink go in because the magenta, I actually put it the other way. I guess it has a certain way. I couldn't hear it going in. So, and again, don't squeeze the bottle. You know, don't squeeze it. Try to get the ink to flow in faster. And so with this right here, the ink level is actually about 3/4. So it's not bad. This one is out, so it literally takes out all the ink. I don't know how well you can tell, but yeah, it's literally dry. Not dry, but there's no more ink in there. And now let's do the black, or the key. And again, if you listen carefully, you can hear the ink. Like for example, on this one, I can't hear it. So more than likely it's backwards. That's it for the black. And last but not least, the cyan, or blue, whatever you guys want to call it. And that's it for the ink. All the cartridges, not cartridges, all the I guess the ink reservoir is full, not full, but it's literally, it's right below the 3/4. So now what I'm gonna do is on the panel, I got all colors. I'm gonna select the black, and I'm gonna, well, actually let's select all of them, and then proceed. So now it's asking, is the ink, and then it tells you all the inks, right? Are they filled all the way to the upper line? I'm gonna say no. So no, and then proceed. And then right here, you're actually gonna tell it how full they are. It has a little plus and minus, and you can tell the printer exactly how much ink you got. And right when you know, you get an idea how far or how full it is, you stop, and then now we're gonna do that one the same. We're gonna do color by color. There you go. So okay, so now I said I was gonna connect it with the actual hard wire, but I'm gonna try to do the Wi-Fi, and you can do it directly from the panel. So let's do the Wi-Fi and see what it does. Okay, so once the printer goes through the whole charging the ink and you know, doing its thing, then what you want to do is you go to Epson.com /support, and then find your printer. In this case, the Epson 570 or the 500 series. Download the drivers, download the firmware, and then the actual, when you go online, it's gonna walk you through the whole setup. We'll walk you through, and then I know I said I was gonna install, or I was gonna hardwire my printer. I actually did it wireless. I went with the Wi-Fi because if I want to move it to another location, then it's easy. But you know, installing the drivers, installing the firmware, I would suggest you install the firmware. That way you're up to date on the printer. It's super easy. I mean, like dumb easy. And after that, I mean, you just set up the software. You go to your favorite program, whatever program you guys are using. In my case, I'm using Corel Draw. I did see some changes in there that I might make another video on how to print, because let me show you what I did. So you have to, I'm gonna have to look up like color profiles for the printer, because I printed an actual picture of my daughter, and it's kind of dull. It's very dull. And then I went in there and messed with the settings, and it gave me this one. So, which is a lot better. But I can still, I don't know, I like to see it better than what it is. And that the only way that we can do that is by adjusting the settings and or getting some color profiles. I only saw 2 color profiles from Epson. There's only one for textile and one for rigid. I played a little with the way that it was gonna print. Like for example, I printed on max, and then I can't remember what else I changed. But I'll make another video on that. Another thing that I noticed is if you don't set up your paper correctly, the printer is set to 8.5 by 11. So if you happen to print, like for example, I printed I have a 17-inch paper, so I added a bunch of pictures of my daughter. But if you don't tell the printer what to print, what size paper, it's gonna crop it, and then it's just gonna print in 8.5 by 11. I didn't print it like that. Luckily, I noticed those settings. But one setting that I did not pay attention was this. Do you see how big this waist is? It's not waist because I can cut it and reuse it, right? But I'm printing out of a roll, and I noticed that when I went on CorelDRAW, all I did was extended my sheet to 17 inches, and when it printed, it actually printed this big. So I was like, huh, there has to be a way of reducing the waste, because come on, we don't want to waste all that paper. Again, and it's not waste because you can always go back and reuse it. But then I went back in there and did my window smaller and to 5 inches. I noticed that the printer, the settings, the lowest settings that you can select on the printer were only 5 inches. And a lot of you are probably talking about, what are you talking about, dude? Again, I will make another video showing you settings on either your designing software, in this case CorelDRAW, so you can be able to print something like this where you're not wasting a lot of paper. You can see the two differences. This is 5 inches by 17 inches, and basically that's what you want to make your window on both the designing software and on the screen with Epson, because once you click print, it actually sends you into another window, almost like a rip software, and that's where you can tell it to save some paper, and it does really good. You see, this is what printed after that. So enough said. I'm gonna end the video right here. I guess, yeah, this is gonna be it for this video. Again, you know, once you charge the inks, it's very, very easy. The only thing that the printer says is going to take 75 minutes, I believe. It doesn't take that long. It's a lot less. It actually, mine did it like in about 20 minutes. Again, it said it was going to take over an hour, right? An hour and 15 minutes, but it doesn't. It only took 20 minutes. And then I went online to download the drivers. You are going to need the serial number when you go to register your printer and download the driver. So the serial number is on the back of the printer, so make sure you keep that, write it down. Also, your paperwork, make sure you follow the instructions. These are very, very helpful. If you're mechanically inclined, trust me, you probably won't need this at all. Honestly, you won't need it. The only reason why I got it is because I cannot follow instructions. I know. The only reason why I got it because I was waiting for the printer to do its thing, and I was like, man, this is gonna take forever. So I was like, I'm gonna look through this thing, and I found a spot where it says, you know, write down your information when you bought the printer and write down your serial number. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So that's what I did, and this is the only piece of paper I saw. Again, if you're mechanically inclined and you're very savvy with technology, you don't need this. Honestly, you don't need it. But don't throw them away. You know, save them because it's important. But again, this is it for this video. I know there's a lot more information that I didn't even give you out there, guys. But I will come back and make another video on printing and how to print with this one. Again, I'm gonna look some ICC, some color profiles, so I can get the best print out of this printer. I'm gonna make a face mask with my daughter's picture on it, and that's gonna be the first test. Again, you can see the difference with the actual printer settings right there, and then with me messing around with it. So you can tell the difference. It's a big difference. So if I can keep messing with it, I'm gonna get some way better prints. So enough said. Thank you for watching, guys. It was a pleasure. If you want to see the video, the unboxing of this, I'm gonna put a link somewhere in here so you guys can go watch it. And then just keep an eye on this channel because I want to make it grow fast. Well, maybe not fast, but I want to make it grow, and I need you to do that. And you guys been doing very well at that, you know. So thank you for sharing my channel. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for, you know, everything that you've done thus far. So thank you guys. It's always a pleasure making these videos for you. And I will catch you on the next one. Don't go anywhere. Actually, yeah, go to sleep because it's like, what time is it? Ooh, it's late. It's 11:20 already, p.m. Ooh. All right, guys. I will catch you on the next one. God bless you, and I will see you later. Goodbye now. See you later.